Oh boy, Ishmael, we're going to the sea. Are you happy about that? No? Too bad. And welcome back to more Limbus Company. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we finished off Canto 4, defeating Dongrang twice. And this time, the beach episode! It's been about 2 weeks since we took care of the job at K-Corp. And the immense dullness of traveling through a nest by car was just starting to sink in. I sure saw a road that looked exactly like this 30 minutes ago. The way roads are built in the nests and back streets is rather dissimilar. If we were navigating the back streets, we would have been able to find a shortcut through the alleyways and corners. And navigating a nest in an automobile means driving through this absolutely abominable traffic congestion. I guess why people with cash to spare spend on W-Cup's warp trains and such. The warp trains they are. The bus fell silent, as though everyone seems to simultaneously recall the warp train they saw in the mirror worlds. I think I prefer riding the bus. Cool. Oh, why don't we all take a little nap like Keith? I'm bored to death of staring out the window. I spent days upon days of boredom on the bus, making very little progress. Toward a tunnel that seemed to lead to somewhere. We're almost there. The door will free up once we exit this tunnel. Just as Val said, the traffic jam appeared to visibly improve, allowing us to make actual progress. It's good, I can't see much yet, but I'm glad we're almost there. But, our destination was... Yes, indeed. Once again, we were being blindly led along by our guide to who knows where. Don't you think it's about time he started telling us where we're going? Dante is asking where our destination is. I was asking if he could start telling us where we're headed before we leave, but I thought better of it. Our current destination is... Our final destination is the Volleybrr branch at U-Corp. Was that she? Yup, excuse me. Oh, sorry. I wasn't sure why Ishmael suddenly jolted, but let's have to carry on with the conversation for now. So by final destination, you mean... We're currently headed to a temporary stop. Just before Gillis finished his sentence, the bus emerged from a lengthy tunnel. I looked to the window, which had suddenly turned bright. And the cleanest sandy beach and the most turquoise blue ocean I had ever seen graced my eyes. Do I behold the great lake yonder? With Don Quixote's enthusiastic exclamation, the visitors began waking from their naps one by one. No, that's a sight I've not seen in a long time. Oh, great, Don, you've been here before. I've only ever heard of this place, never been myself. They began excitedly chatting about the sea. Wait, it can't be my turn already. Except one, that is. No, we're still not ready for this. Ishmael, you good? No, give me a moment, I need some time to think. Well, I was so worried about Ishmael's sudden gloominess, I had faith that she would be okay. She was on top of things after all. Besides, my attention was drawn to the bubbling enthusiasm that seemed to have possessed the sinners. So, we are journeying toward the Great Lake! I've only heard of the Great Lake, but never saw it myself. So this is what it looks like, huh? Oh, perhaps our trying journey... Okay, I thought she said picnic in English. Perhaps our trying journey shall finally be rewarded with a seaside picnic! I suppose spending a nice vacation here could be a fun experience. If we were permitted to rest, I should lie upon the sunlight and sand and glaze up the skies. I could use a nice tan on Long Beach. Beach Volleybrr. I should try the game of beach volleyball! With everyone, that is. Sounds like the crank. Sinners were all eagerly chatting about things they wanted to do. This seemed exciting for once, but... God, but are we really stopping at the beach? Everyone seemed to conveniently forget the fact that Vergilius never mentioned if we were stopping at the beach. What do you think? Caron, gotta hitch which in the deals. Screech. Whatever. Formerly on track bus suddenly swerved and everyone's thrown off the bus is off the case. Oh, what treachery is this? An ambush? Oh no, it's our stop. Sinners got to their feet one by one, groaning with pain. What the... What in the name of Louise? Only the despairing cries of the sinners echoed in the dark and damp view outside the windows. Beach Volleybrr. Beach Volleybrr. Since we're heading up onto Ishmael's canto, I'll get her prepared to be our leader. We only have... I doubt I have enough for it, but... I definitely... Okay, no, God, no, I don't have enough for it. How close... Yeah, we're not getting too much thread from here. Tales of Tears of Touch Blood for Sinclair. Yeah, Yeah, we're not getting XP tickets for a little while. And we are nowhere near enough to get Zwei up to anything significant. And get her up to 22. But, what is that? Yeah, I'm gonna wait until... I mean, obviously I'm gonna wait until we actually have the level 50... Oh, no. Yeah, we'll have level 50 unlocked. To use those tickets, take most advantage of it. Zwei Ishmael is definitely a good candidate for that. We'll see who else we have. Also a good candidate for the Uptide 4. Zwei Ishmael is really good. But we'll deal with Hierarch. Let's see. That Kate, well, we'll just go with what is overall our strongest set, and also Ishmael. This cannot be! How can we join our vacaciones at a crowd such as this? I come as a surprise to you down in Kyoto, but realize never mentioned we're here on vacation. Oh, it is rather quaint. Shouldn't be. Ah, I was born showing us the beautiful beach earlier then. Right, I wish I never even saw that beach, so I wouldn't be so disappointed. Hark! Right there, there's the aforeseen beach! Wherefore are we not journeying in that direction? It's pristine, its sky is clear! Is that not our destination? This cannot be! Sinner's face grew dark with disappointment. Can't say I wasn't a little excited to have some proper rest myself, but I had a feeling it was gonna happen. So where's this exactly? Maybe everyone's interest to focus on what's next. This is... District 21, Backstreet to Euclid. Damn it, we're not ready for this. Yes. So that would make congestion since the tunnel is not a nest. That depends on the nest and their backstreets, so such generalizations are not encouraged. It seems to be the case this time, however. Is that a private beach over there? Oh, the waters. Its colors are very different from this side. See, boundaries, though hewn by a blade. It's telltale signs of its place in nature. Indeed, this is a great lake. Just how it's always been. Considering that a well-maintained vacation spot like that is usually nest territory, my explanations keep getting hijacked. This place covers the backstreets when it's so open. The definition of backstreets is limited to little streets between buildings, and refers to all territories within districts now embraced by the nests. Right. Look at this minging rubbish place in shambles. Be gulped back through the back streets. Behold, there's a rather useful... What? Finish your sentence. It moved. What? This radio, it moved! Do the radios of District 21 scamper about? What are you all about? Whoa! At Heathcliff's cry, everyone turned to a certain pile of trash. And there it was, all of a sudden, a monster. We must behold the trash crab. These guys are really annoying, because they inflict quite a bit of rupture. I mean, like, that's 9 guaranteed damage right there. On top of what they roll. But they're generic. Again, it's another thing that just, like, from me playing a lot of Mirror Dungeon, Mirror Dungeon Heart specifically, I started noticing, but trash crabs are a pain to go up against in solos. We won't need to focus so much on attack ordering for a while. It says at least that Crimson Spring can't lose at all to that attack. Because it was, what, 4-2-2? And we min roll 8. It's nice. The trash crabs are, they're not, like, when you actually have a bunch of sinners, they're pretty easy. Especially, well, I mean, they do attack each other, but usually you end up clashing with them, so it doesn't matter that much if they attack each other. They heal themselves, but, again, doesn't really matter that much. Regardless, yeah, we'll just kind of keep at it. And definitely Hierarch Ishmael isn't the best ID. I still enjoy it from the static standpoint, especially. But yeah, and we'll just pop in damage for this one. That's just the one left. The music in this in the intervallo, absolute banger. That's something that intervallos do very well. They have I say that I remember the next intervallo, but that'll be not for a while. We got a while until at that point, because we have to go all the way through. Jesus Christ, you song. Trash crabs. We have to go all the way through Canto 5, which, like, Canto 5 it's a decently sized canto, but not nearly as long as 4, I don't think. But honestly, 4 might actually be a little bit shorter, or might be shorter than a lot of cantos. I don't actually know, but it just feels like it takes forever because of all the battles that you get into. So what are these bug crab things? And what are you looking at me for? I must think God now. I wasn't even gawking at you! Paranoid, that's what! Can't even talk about bugs around this guy. Ugh. The trash crabs. They're what? Which one was rejected all of a sudden? Trash crabs. They collect trash or scrap like that in their shells and use them as their homes or weapons. They're tiresome a lot. And they ambush people working by the waters, attack those wandering in the area, and their numbers grow by the day. That's one of the innumerable small fries of the Great Lake. What's more important and more treacherous is Ishmael? I was about to check in with Ishmael. I probably shouldn't let this go on for any longer, but... Hey guys, already hard at work, huh? A couple of people in work overall seem to be approaching from a distance. Mika, they're valued customers. Watch your manners. Okay, I guess. One of those RMTs. I think she's calling them rags and tags. Rain, they're calling us rag tags. Do we really have to watch my manners? Shh. Could be enemies. You two, identify yourselves. Have you not been informed about us at all? No, not at all. So I'm suspicious of you two, come with seemingly plausibly unverifiable identities like spies. I'm sorry, wouldn't real spies come with a more structured approach? Indeed, Otis. They are cooperators who will be assisting us this time. And speak sooner next time. Please beat you, Mika, Rain. Or LCB knows the Limbus Company bus department. Bus. Right, that's what the person said too. You guys are the bus blokes. I was informed that the LCC before team was here first. By that person, do you mean? Sorry, let me check the visitor again. LCCB. Right, all accounted for. Now that we're clear, why don't we continue this conversation back at the shop? Let's take a look at that bus too. It's an awkward place to talk, you know? Are there customers? Care to tell us what we're doing here? Our destination, Ucorp, is a nest composed of various nautical structures. Therefore, Mephistopheles in its current form cannot reach there. The Great Lakes environs are unpredictable. I think a ship will stand such capriciousness. That's right. So we signed a contract with an adequate shop to modify the bus. And if what you say. Let's go in. Their last staff didn't really hit the budget that hard, but we're allowed to eat as much as we wanted. Like I already said, look at some dilapidated shop made me feel curious about the company's finances. But nothing good could ever come out of this conversation, so I decided to table the thought. Mika and Rain are the rare recurring characters of Project Moon, showing up in Library. We'll get an explanation on that later. And we're gonna take a look at this bus. Why don't you get into entertain the guests, okay? There's lots of what appear to be a workshop packed with tools and various mechanical apparatus. Seems to be that this workshop is capable of making more sophisticated modifications than initially appeared. Recognize these? During the war, it's of utmost importance to have a general understanding of arms and gear workshops. This awkward conversation was cut short by a sudden and deafening noise. What's that sound? That was Mephistopheles' scream. Or the alarm, rather. Sorry, I think I did something wrong. Are those stopping noises also you, Mika? Oh, look, outside. Maybe they're the same species as the one we encountered earlier. They do look pretty similar. They're not pretty similar, they're indeed of the same species. Everyone outside now! Outside, a giant enemy crab with massive shipping container on its back loomed over us. That's for a brief moment. We were soon overwhelmed by the sound of heavy metal scraping across the floor. Men, spread out! We'll have to get cracking this time. So we all collectively losing our minds. It's noggin, of course. A dark figure leapt out from somewhere onto the creature's head. Sit still! Quit struggling! Oh. A blinding light and deafening explosion assault the crab's shell. Is it fleeing? The figure leaped gracefully from the back of the fleeing creature and slowly approached us. Ha! She squelched over the depressing mud flat in her swim fin and stood before us, a colossal harpoon resting on her shoulder. So you lot are the bus people that fella mentioned? There's some time passed. Allow me to formally introduce them with Olga this time. They're from Volleybrr Boatworks, here to help us with the modifications to Mephistopheles. I'm getting a whole intro and everything? Gotta be flattered. Big sis, they're still your customers. You should watch her. Come on, I didn't do nothing wrong, did I? I didn't even do anything yet. That being the keyword here. Business just opened, so there's nothing wrong with being a little careful. I'd imagine the sun switching your career path couldn't have been easy. Was it manageable? Oh, grade 5 fixer. Fixer? What? That was a fixer! I thought I caught son of a noble one! We're fast now straight for the path of a fixer! The life of a fixer must have been a grueling one, surely! What was that most prolific district? Which association, which test has now taken to become a grade 5 fixer? I've worked so much damage, Trade Association indeed! Fine, yes, I understand. I apologize, Olga. Soon there'll be peace and quiet. Alright, gays. Greetings? Yes, blind has been so long as I have to be so polite. It's polite enough. It seems that people have been returning one by one to the books since the incident at the library. How was it for you? Same story here. One was like, am I dead? And the next I'm suddenly waking up somewhere around here. No Mika, no rain, stomach hankering until I actually grab myself enough, so... And, how'd it go again? Crash got prepared, you fashed a few things around you into a weapon, smashed his head and turned his barbecue Bob's your uncle. And fantasy all taste like ass, though. I started selling scrap metal from the back of those crabs. Okay, Rain, how about I leave the story you tell to you, yeah? Oh, the lucky lady's got a pretty flippin' personality, huh? I don't know, like someone else I know. I have no idea what you're talking about. Is this? That's a prosthetic head, isn't it? Big sis, we'll be here all day if you keep derailing. Okay, gotcha. The woman they call Olga fell back, clicking her tongue, and the man they called Rain came forward, bringing us to speed. He was a fixer working alongside Olga and Mika until they were all sucked into the library, getting wrapped up in these things called receptions. And just when he thought he was a goner, he suddenly came to, began wandering, and found Olga. They began collecting scrap metal together, with Mika joining along the way, and ended up running a workshop, almost like they used to run the office back in the old days. Was there any particular order in which they returned from the book? The patterns have yet to reveal themselves to me. But he also muttered something to himself, and yet Faustus stood near him. Faustus nodded silently. I knew that there was something between the two of them, but it was always about something apocryphal I couldn't begin to understand. Besides, I was starting to get worried about Ishmael, who was growing increasingly distraught. It was about time I talked her out of her sudden change. Ishmael, so you've been here before? I don't think you recognize this crap from earlier. Yeah, is that a problem? No, not really. Throwing out like days. Sounds like people eat those crabs. He's planning to say what you're trying to do with that inane question, but I'll entertain it anyway. Yes, I've had it more than a few times as crab chowder. Very digestible flavor once you get past the vomit traveling up on my esophagus. Does that answer your question? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I didn't think that was the best question I could have come up with, but her reception was much colder than I expected. Incredible. Oh, it was almost like an abnormality distortion. I don't think it's an abnormality or distortion. Really? Then, it sounds like you can distinguish between abnormality and distortion they were able to tell without me explaining. They're living organisms, mutants, if you will. Theoretically speaking, there shouldn't be any problem with ingesting them. Grandmother used to keep mutated animals too. Never seen anything like this one, though. I want to press this experience. Yeah, it's pretty much a daily grub. The one they called Mika was walking over from inside the boat workshop with a scribble look on her face. Mika, how much have we got to work on here? You know, it's this thing that my father used to work in a workshop used to say. The whole shebang. Well, I'll go down to the engine or something like that. Not that far. I wouldn't go dare tinkering with that thing either. Something internal to the bus is on a whole another level of complexity. Yeah, pretty much everything else has to be changed. No flotation device, no propellers, no steering gear, nothing. What do we do now? It's supposed to be expected. Please present us with a solution. Manager say something, or there's TikTok sometimes. Anyway. We do have a plan to fix it. Black of the parts. Parts of the bus. What, you need to collect scrap or something? Yep, exactly. And from what I've seen so far, I'm certain you and your company are cut out for the job. That Mika pointed away toward where the trash crabs were. If you hit the trash crabs, you should be able to collect the scrap you're carrying. How many do we need to kill? A lot? Of course, we're here for, innit? Precisely. Your job is to collect parts to modify the bus. Maybe it's a far simpler and easier job than retrieving Golden Bow. Now then, while I converse with other cooperators, everyone to the beach. There is no beach. Yes, it is. And that mudflat is part of the Great Lake, also known as the sea. This is, I think, the only time that normal fights cost modules. It's really annoying. But regardless, that will do it for this time, and next time, we will go and collect some scrap. But until then, see you guys later.